Problem with dating somebody who's emotionally unavailable is they don't show up that way. In fact, when things start out, it feels really good. Like they're fun, they're exciting. You're like, wow, this is great. And then at some point in the relationship, it's like they put their feet on the brakes, right? Like stalls out, and they're not letting the relationship progress or get deeper. They're pulling back. And so it ends up wasting our time. Wouldn't it be great if somebody showed up in a relationship and they had like a sign that they were wearing that said like, no, really emotionally available, or nope, I'm emotionally unavailable. While there might not be physical signs that they're wearing, there are signs that you can look at, signs that you can spot, signs that you can bring up in a relationship that will let you know, actually, this person is emotionally unavailable. I'm not going to waste my time. And instead, I'm going to focus my energy on someone who actually does want a deep relationship. And so we're going to look at those 5 signs right now. And it's important to understand the deeper psychology of where this emotional unavailability comes from. Because for all of us as human beings, whenever there's emotional unavailability, it comes from fear. Fear of getting hurt, fear of not being enough. And sometimes that fear links way back to childhood, that person as a kid weren't getting their needs met by their parents. Their parents weren't loving them the way they needed to be loved. Their parents weren't taking care of them. And so they form this belief that ultimately they're going to be let down because there's something fundamentally flawed about them. Because if they were lovable, their parents who are supposed to love them would love them. So there's this belief that gets linked up as a kid that carries forward as an adult that will only allow themselves to get so close in a relationship. But once they get that level of closeness, they put on the brakes because that internal deep-seated fear kicks in that says, if I really let this other person in, they're going to discover that I'm unlovable. They're going to discover that I'm not enough. And if they discover that, they're going to reject me, and I don't want to go through that pain. So they keep all their relationships at the surface level area. So let's take a look at some of these signs early on, because your job is not to heal this person. Your job is not to be their therapist. Your job is not to be their coach. As much as you know about transformation, as much as you know about how to heal, your job is not to take them on as a project. Your job is to find an amazing partner who's already done their work. And the only way you can do that is if you steer clear of people who are not your true partner to make way for those who are. So let's take a look at 5 signs that the person you're with is emotionally unavailable. Sign number 1 is that everything is happy and good all the time. Now, it's great to be with somebody who's positive. I imagine you want somebody who has a positive outlook on life, who sees the silver lining, who makes the best out of things. That is an amazing quality. But what you want to look for is where it's gone to an extreme, where everything's happy and good all the time. In other words, this person's never talking about the frustrations or the pains or anything that's on a deeper level, because life is pain. Life has challenges to it. And it's our ability to manage those challenges and overcome those that helps reveal a strength of character. But the person who's emotionally unavailable is going to quickly avoid those deeper conversations and bring things back to, hey, let's just keep things light. Let's just keep things fun. It's all about laughing. It's all about the fun all the time. And this leads me right into the second sign, which is that he avoids talking about vulnerable emotions. And so here's the nuance. There's a difference between having serious conversations and emotionally vulnerable or emotionally open conversations. Like, he may be willing to have serious conversations about climate change or politics or his views on particular issues or work or things like that. But you notice that when things get emotionally vulnerable, like he's going to talk about his parents or his upbringing or the past or how he feels about a particular thing that shaped who he is, and he avoids that, that's what you want to pay attention to. Is he willing to share? Is he willing to share about how he feels about things that he feels deeply about? And so the person who's emotionally unavailable, you'll notice they're going to do several tactics in that moment. Number 1, they're going to change the topic and just go back to something that's more lighter or surface level, or something that isn't really connected to how they feel. Number 2, they're going to make a joke. They're going to make it lighter. They're not going to want to take it deep. Or number 3, they're going to get weirdly irritable. Like they just kind of shut down and get upset because they're not willing to share. I remember in a relationship with a woman that I was totally into before I met my wife. It started out great. It was like fireworks and it was fun. It was always great. And then there was these moments where we'd start talking about something and it was an opportunity for her to open up and get deep and share something about her family and her past. And it was always in those moments where she would get angry. Like she'd get irritated and she would shut down. And it was only later when I look back, I was like, oh my gosh, is because ultimately she was keeping me at arm's length. She didn't want the relationship to go there or progress. The third sign that you want to watch for is he can't handle your emotions. And so here's what I mean. Being with a woman that you care about when she's in pain is one of the most challenging things for a man, because we want our woman to be happy. We want someone we care about to feel good. And most people aren't trained in how to simply, when someone is in emotional pain, they're sad or they're angry or they're frustrated, how to just sit and create space to allow our partners to move through those emotions. What most men will do, even emotionally available men, what they'll try to do is they'll try to fix it, right? Like we jump in with a solution or advice, or you should do this, or you should do that. Well, that's coming from a place of wanting to shift the emotion, wanting to help. So now take someone who's emotionally unavailable. Being with someone who's in their pain when you're emotionally unavailable feels like this. Nails on a chalkboard. Why? Because the person who's emotionally unavailable has a hard enough time managing their own emotions, let alone just being and holding space with somebody who's processing theirs. So what you'll see this emotionally unavailable partner do is they'll split. They'll bail. They'll kind of like disappear for a little while. And the energy is like, hey, you're going through your thing. Call me when you're good and we can start to have fun again, because I'm way more comfortable with things being light and fun than going deep and being with you in your time of need when you're processing emotions. So the fourth sign that you can look at with someone who's emotionally unavailable is that they'll actually begin to pull away when things are good. Like, God forbid it gets too good, right? Because if it gets too good, then what next? Then it's going to lead to commitment. It's going to lead to closeness. It's going to lead to that bond where you're going to discover that they're really unlovable. At least that's what their fear is telling them. So when things start to get too good, where there's like, okay, this could go to the next level of commitment, then they'll start to pull away. And it will be strange in some regards. Like they'll be super hot in one moment, and then they're kind of aloof and cold in the next. And this can be crazy making. So know this, you are not crazy. If you're going through this experience, chances are the person that you're with is putting on the brakes and evacuating from this relationship because they don't have the emotional ability to form that real connection and commitment with you. And this leads right into the fifth sign, which is that he creates drama or picks fights for little or no reason. Now, this is often a subconscious reaction. It's a subconscious mechanism that kicks in. Most people don't even aren't consciously aware that they're doing this. And what happens is naturally they just get irritated at things, or they will decide that this particular moment, that thing that you did was wrong, you're wrong, and they'll get really angry. What it is a self-preservation mechanism to try to keep themselves safe. Because remember, their subconscious belief is they're not lovable. Even though that's not true, they are fully lovable, they're fully capable. Whatever that belief is that got hooked up when they were little is still driving the fear mechanism. So they're just trying to keep themselves safe. So what this strategy does is if they can get mad at you and make you the perpetrator, then they've got good reason to push you away. Because if they don't do that and you get too close, then they're ultimately going to be let in. And if you reject them, then that's going to devastate them. So what they do is they push you away in advance to protect themselves from getting hurt. So what can you do in those moments? Well, it's the only thing that you really can do, which is to notice what you're noticing. So if you're noticing that there's a drama here or fight happening, and it's over little stuff that never used to bother him, try to see through the fight. Don't get hooked into that fight. Don't get dragged down into that. Try to see through it and see, oh, is this a mechanism? Is this a sabotage technique that's trying to sabotage this relationship? And see if you can bring it up. And if you can work through it, great. If he's got the ability to have that conversation, great. If not, at least you're calling forth what was there all along. Because remember, your job is not to fix this person. Your job is to discover who they are and make welcome the person who is the right fit for you. So my question for you is, when you've been with somebody who's emotionally unavailable, what are the patterns, the signs that you have seen that have let you know they're not ready for a real deep relationship? Go ahead and post those in the comment section below. And know this, I believe in you. Your amazing love life is on its way. It's expanding now. And as you continue to learn and grow, you are absolutely creating the very relationship that you would love in this moment. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.